So therefore, I believe that Trump. You say Trump hate him, but he went exactly with what he wanted as far as the forced vaccinations. What I'm
Oh,
saying
so
is
Trump corrupt too, right?
he could be, yeah. I mean, if knowledge could corrupt individuals, just like you. If you don't know something, you say that Christian conspiracy theories or South Central is a conspiracy theorist. I'm trying to let you know that this shit happens every day. It's not just I'm making this shit up.
No,
So
It
what
do
I'm
you?
happens every
saying,
day.
the reason why I said that is because like you just said something earlier. You said that I know and I'm gonna let you know. And because you were saying it. The fact is you don't know. You're gonna know what somebody else said.
No, look,
You don't have any evidence that that man went into a lab in China outside of what somebody said or whatever you heard from someplace. You have no evidence that that man went into a lab in China and
Daquan.
created the. First of all, he couldn't create COVID because COVID been here. That's
No,
number one.
you create
But
certain SARS. You create certain. You can
yeah,
mix and match them. That's
yeah, you're
called
talking
going
about
to functional
strands. You're
research.
talking about strands. What I'm
Yes,
saying is, do you have any video of that man going into a lab in China and creating a strand of COVID?
I got video of them talking about COVID, them talking about the plan of how they gonna shut the country down before. That's his 2020. Before
When
2020,
you say them, are you talking about Fauci?
he was he's involved.
I
Of
know, but are
course,
you?
Wait, you said that was
He
before
specifically
2020?
asked you about Fauci, so
yes,
I'm
they've been
saying,
having
is that Fauci?
that him too. Yes, he's a part. He's a pawn in a World Economic Forum pocket. He's one of the
Okay,
pawns.
so I'm not challenging that. I just want to. I'm trying to streamline the debate. So I'm saying he asked. He specifically said you don't have evidence of him going into a lab in China and creating this. You said yes, you do, but then you brought up there's video of the World Economic Forum talking about how to control, but you're not saying that Fauci did it. Not
But
is he involved with them. Specific to his question, do you have evidence specific to you stating Fauci went into a lab in China and created COVID or this strand of COVID?
yes, do you know what the World Health Organization is?
That's WHO. That was I was telling you about earlier.
Yeah.
Who you think they make laws for? Like who do you think that they organize basically? Other
For
countries,
the
right?
world.
Every country,
Yeah,
right?
for the world, yeah.
Okay.
Ain't Anthony Fauci in that?
Yeah.
But Anthony Fauci's not in what's his name anymore.
Not I didn't say he is now. I'm talking about ain't that where he come from? Like ain't he a part of that?
I believe
Yeah,
so.
well, it's a lot of other people part of it too.
That
So
exactly,
why are
but
you just blaming Anthony Fauci?
Go
because
ahead.
he's in our country doing it to us. That's why I can't talk about
Okay.
anybody else.
So no, that's good. You at least started with some good facts, but then you kind of just stopped
Yeah.
because the question
No.
is still, is there evidence of him going to Wuhan, China, and creating this strand of the coronavirus? And then you said, have you ever heard about WHO? Wasn't he a part of it? And then you kind of like leaving it there, like, okay,
Because
but
it's self evident. Basically, if the WHO is talking about COVID SARS, right? They need people to push it. They need people to create it. They need people to enforce, right? Give advice as far as how to stay home. Don't go outside. Wear 2 masks. Wear 3 masks. Don't talk to your neighbor. They need somebody to push it. Who's the pushers? Who are
Why do
we
you
listening to? Who
why
are
do
we
you
listening
think
to?
well
Go ahead.
even Trump eventually had to I'm not gonna catch you, bro. Like I caught COVID.
Trump
I
would.
caught I caught I caught that Delta I caught that second strand. And that wasn't not only that me and my wife at the time, she was pregnant, dude. That wasn't no joke. That junk was very hard. I was because I also do music. You guys, your boy, you have a little shameless plug,
I
Daquan
see you.
Jr.
I see
I
you.
was on tour at that time, and I had to go play in Alabama. But I stayed in Atlanta overnight. And I went to Alabama, so I was. But my wife at the time came and got me from Atlanta, and we stayed in South Carolina and Columbia at her family's place, and I caught COVID. Dude, we had to stay in at her cousin's house, dude, for like 4 weeks. Like we couldn't move because I caught it and I brought it to them. She was pregnant at the time. She couldn't take any medication to make her body feel better, dude. My kids caught it. Younger children, they don't have as severe as symptoms as as the adults, but my kids caught it at the time, dude. Like that junk wasn't no joke. Like, dude, I lost 20 pounds. I'm still big, but I was big as I lost 20 pounds, bro. Like I couldn't taste nothing. That junk this wasn't nothing fake, right? And so what the problem that I had with conservatives in this whole thing was people were actually dying. And y'all were mad that they were telling people to stay away from each other because it's a contagious virus. That doesn't make any logical sense to anybody. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter how it got over here. The fact is that they told everybody stay away from each other. It at that point because they don't want it to spread anymore. And you guys had a problem. Even if Fauci went into a lab, which I don't believe that, but I'm gonna give it to you. Even if Fauci went into a lab, and that's just like if somebody, dude, that's just like if you catch a cold or something, like the flu. You're gonna tell your family, hey, stay away from me. I got the flu. I don't want you to get sick. But you're talking about like a virus that was attacking people like in such bad ways that people were dying. And conservatives like, well, why we gotta stay away from people? Why we gotta stay in the house? Why we gotta wear masks? That does not make logical sense anywhere. But if y'all want to go out there and if you go check the statistics, Alabama, of course, one of the conservative states, Georgia, one of the conservative states. That's where I caught it at. Conservative states outside of New York, conservative states suffered from that COVID stuff the most because they wanted to be ignorant. Oh, we not doing that. We gonna listen to Trump. Then Trump end up catching it. Trump go on TV after he caught it, and next thing you know, he got a mask on. So who's telling the truth then? That's what I'm saying, dude. Like at some time, I'm trying to get conservatives to reel it back into reality, man. Real life is even if you had the stomach virus, dude, you don't need to be around people anyway. So y'all blame Anthony Fauci for telling everybody to stay in the house, stay away from people. That don't make sense, man. It just don't.
Thoughts?
It just to me it's like, dang, y'all so lost, bro. It's I didn't say COVID was fake. I'm just saying that they did over enhance it to scare people. You don't understand that the government rises off of fear, like just like 9/11, fear, 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 weapons of mass destruction. It gets people to be controlled through fear,
That's true.
it's not
Just like
that
Trump.
Anthony Fauci was telling you to do something right. Like you gotta understand that he
He's
had
wrong.
through the Freedom of Information Act, he have emails and texts telling people basically don't listen to what he's saying, and his rhetoric changed every few months, even weeks of one mask, two masks. It's like they just trying to see how far they can get you to do stuff.
When did
And
they ever say wear two masks?
I wish I could show you, but basically, it's even with the vaccines, bro. You could look at it that way. He's telling you take one vaccine, take two, take three.